Just setting up the live broadcast. Will take a few moments. Please bear with. Thank you.
We got masters. No, I was going. Somewhere nice and hot. It's fine. We know the rules. We just pass it on. You can tell me.
Hello, is that all right? Can everybody hear me? Does it come out of this slight of thing? Yes. Wow. What? Oh, there you go. Okay. So I'm working. This is the tempo. This is the volume. Everybody else has to be shouting at for this. Right up here. Right. Welcome everybody to this our third vigil for the women of Afghanistan, where we're showing our solidarity and support for the circumstances that they are in at the moment, about which they can do nothing. We have to do for them what they cannot do for themselves, and we can only do limited things like make people aware, keep our government aware, let our government know what it is that we expect them to be doing, because to be living a life that they're living is just incomprehensible to all of us. I'm just here to say welcome to everybody. Thanks for coming along. Keep a lookout for the next one in a month's time. We're going to be doing vigils every month. Take some pictures, please. Send the pictures to your coordinator who'll post them for us so that we can use them on our X account and for any other publicity that we might be able to achieve. I'm going to hand over now. There's a little series of events culminating in a minute's silence. So, over to Sarah. Louder? Like this? Okay, I'm just going to shout. This is about as loud as I can get. So we've got a drop-in session for MPs next Wednesday, I think. Rosie Dufford is organising with us. One of our main members in Afghanistan is appearing on video with a speech. So I'm going to just read that speech out now, so by way of a sneak preview. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Sarah, and I'm an award-winning journalist, a women's rights activist, and someone with a background in law. I experienced firsthand the devastating effects of oppression in Afghanistan. I am speaking for the millions of women and girls who continue to suffer under the Taliban's brutal regime, and for those of us like me who are now seeking protection in the UK. When the UK and its allies intervened in Afghanistan nearly 2 decades ago, we were told that it was to protect the rights of women and girls, give them the opportunity for an education and for a future. But when the Taliban took over in 2021, the promises made to Afghan women and girls were shattered. The Taliban's reign has brought back a brutal reality, a regime that doesn't value their basic rights. In the face of this, brave women and girls have defied the odds. Teachers have set up underground schools where Afghan girls are trying to learn despite the constant threats. But my question to you is this: why does the world seem to care more about the lives of women in Ukraine than those in Afghanistan? Why are the lives of Ukrainian women considered worthy of protection while Afghan women are left behind? The truth is nothing has changed in Afghanistan since 2021. In fact, it is arguably worse than before. To the MPs present, I ask you, when did the UK's responsibility to Afghan women end? When the British Army left Kabul in the middle of the night? The Taliban may have physically won the war, but what does that mean for the promises of human rights and equality that were made? This is a question of moral responsibility. Afghan women and girls are not simply victims of their circumstances, they need our help, but they cannot fight this battle alone. Women and human rights defenders in Afghanistan and Pakistan who have been forced to flee their homes are now seeking protection here in the UK. We have a moral obligation to stand by them. I ask you as decision makers in this country to ensure that the UK government does not abandon these women and girls. I urge you to call on the UK government to increase its support for Afghan women and girls, to continue to offer protection to those who are at risk, and to ensure that the rights of all women and human rights defenders are upheld. The UK government must not abandon Afghan women and girls. The UK must take a lead in holding the Taliban accountable for the violations of CEDAW, support the recognition of the gender apartheid regime of the Taliban, and support the codification of gender apartheid under the Treaty of Crimes Against Humanity. The UK must also support the process of bringing the Taliban before the International Court of Justice for their violations of CEDAW. In addition, every member of the Taliban who is responsible for the persecution of women must be held accountable before the International Criminal Court. Afghan women and girls are not forgotten, they are not alone, and the UK must not turn their backs to us.
Helen, I've got next.
I'm an independent freelance journalist, Louis Errington, on YouTube.
Oh, right.
I interviewed Posey Park at Speaker's Corner
The
last Sunday,
biggest and worst
I was,
change in my life.
leader.
I'm Muska, a 25-year-old girl and the second child of my parents. I love studying, playing tennis and watching cricket matches in my free time. I also like singing and listening to music when I do housework, especially when I'm cooking. But this is thought to be very bad and shameful, especially in our Pashtun society. There are 7 people in our family: my parents, 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and me. I was always keen to have a high level of education and can learn more and more. I was very shy when I was a child. I couldn't even talk easily to someone in our family. I could hardly participate in class activities at the first year of my school. When the exams began, I was very afraid and asked myself, can I pass my exams? Will I be able to get a good position like my older sister? I was shaking like a leaf when it was our results day. The result was most unbelievable to me and my family. They never expected that much from me. They were shocked when they found that I got first position. This situation really helped and encouraged me to improve myself and work harder in my lessons. As I started to work more on myself and my talents, I got the same position for the next 11 years of high school. Our financial condition was so weak that we couldn't afford good clothes, jewellery, bags, and even the money for our transport to school, and the school was far away from our house. In addition, the relationship between my parents was also not good, which I do not want to recall because it makes me feel too bad and breaks my heart. Our only hope was education, and we believed it would change our life and our future and solve our problems.
Fortunately, I and my elder sister graduated from school and could solve some small issues. By doing some simple and easy jobs with very small amount of salary, but still, we were not able to continue our higher studies, but we were able to use different ways, talks and advice to make our parent relationship better. That was the most beautiful change and feeling in our family. After long arrangements and savings, we have started college. I personally started teacher training college, which was of 2 years. I finished that college and wanted to continue my studies at the public university of our province, Nangarhar. Unfortunately, that was the only university I could go to without paying fees, but it was too far from us and we couldn't afford the transportation costs. Then I decided to teach in a private school and save some money for a year, and I had planned to continue my job and education at the same time. But that decision remained just a decision, and because of the worst change, and that darkest change in 2021, same as all the other girls in our country, I also couldn't apply my plans and broke down. I really hadn't imagined such a disappointing situation for Afghan girls. This change made me mentally damaged, and surely all Afghan girls became deeply disappointed. I wasn't sad just because of myself. Every day I see the talents, skills, abilities of Afghan girls, and that they can't even show or use. They are very disappointed, and it's heartbreaking when you see the tears in their eyes that show their inner feelings very clearly. It's unbearable when you listen to them talking about their ruined wishes and dreams, and you can't do anything for them, and you can't help them. The only thing we can do is just assure them that one day we will all get rid of this nightmare. What I personally want to say for the girls in other countries and who will read this passage is please never forget us. Please try to do anything you can for us. Stand for us and our rights. We request you to be kind and sincere about us. Help us with any small possibilities you have. Support us by any way you think is possible, like online studies, online jobs, which can help these girls to have hopes, dreams and wishes, and to be independent like you are and stand on their own feet. I honestly hope and wish none of you face this kind of situation and none of you become disappointed like us.
Can we get another volunteer to hold my mic for a bit? Better? Yeah. Okay, these are the words of an anonymous 13-year-old Afghan girl. I'm 13 years old. I have 5 sisters and 1 brother. I'm the 6th child in our family. My father is a driver and my mother is a housewife. My favourite colour is pink. My favourite food is tikka kebab. I love music, studying and playing tennis with my sisters and my cousins. Just like all the other girls, I also have many wishes. I've always wished that one day I'll become a journalist, the first journalist in our family and the whole tribe. I've often believed that girls can do anything they want and they have the right to do whatever they want because girls are human beings just the same as boys. Having such dreams and wishes remained just dreams when the Taliban took over our country and stopped girls to ask for their rights, to do the things they want, to get an education, to do jobs. They stopped us from making our futures and made us prisoners at home. It started just like a very bad dream that we couldn't imagine. We were shocked for days, weeks and months. Many girls became depressed and couldn't fight with the situation they were facing. However, most girls were trying to move forwards and to fight for their rights. Unfortunately, we are still going through this bad, dark dream and can't do anything. We can't stand against them because we have fear that maybe they do something wrong with us, because they are so cruel and they never stop doing unfair and inappropriate behaviours and actions with us. Even we've heard that they hit girls on the street if we don't follow their meaningless rules. We all hope and wish that this situation may end and finish very soon. However, sometimes I think it's impossible. But still I wish and pray, because this is the only thing we can do for now, and we are trying to control our emotions, to be normal, and to be able to do something for the coming generation. I hope that the internationals understand us and do whatever they can for us, at least to pray for us to get rid of this darkness.
Roger's there.
Is he?
Yeah.
Kicking off.
Nothing kicking off, but they're just waiting for the landscape.
Okay.
I saw Maya was added to the group chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to.
Fair enough. That's good.
I had no choice.
Definitely.
Louder! Yes! This is from Farshta Amin, 28 years old, from Herat province. In the previous government, I worked in the family court of Herat province. I will never forget the day the Taliban took Herat. In the morning, even though I'd woken up, I still thought I was asleep. The world had changed for me. Everything was destroyed. All the dreams and all the efforts I'd made in the past few years had no meaning anymore. Those who are a bit older told about the previous era. Everything they said was like a story for me. I used to say that it's not possible to do such a thing in the 21st century, but it happened worse than imagined. In the previous period, the world did not progress as it does now. People did not have knowledge and education.
Yeah, no,
Now the people are under the rule of a
police
few
of the
illiterate, illogical
Ukraine rally
people
earlier.
and cannot
Yeah,
do
that too.
anything. How this has affected Farshta? Very big effects. I was depressed and anxious for a long time. My husband and I lost our jobs and positions. All the working women of Afghanistan stay at home. We were never cared for anywhere else. And what Farshta wants the world to know? Nothing. The world should not be silent in front of the problems of Afghan women. The Taliban is a group that's known all over the world. Everyone is aware of the actions of the Taliban. Despite this, Afghan women are not supported.
Hello? Don't know how loud it is. Much louder. Right, okay. I am Kubra Hakemi from Bamyan. I am 25 years old. As an Afghan girl, I feel a profound sense of sadness and despair about the country's situation. I cannot express my feeling and describe the situation by words. The recent ongoing conflicts have created an environment filled with uncertainty and fear, especially for women and girls. For almost 20 years we have freedom. Girls went to schools, even they went abroad for higher education. They had jobs. In any organisation they could do a job. They were free to wear what they wanted. These are just some examples. When the leadership changed, everything destroyed. We experienced a new chapter of our life. I experienced a situation that I have never seen. It is not easy to bear this situation. You see, all your dreams are destroyed, but you just feel pain and cry. You cannot do anything. I have tried about 16 years for my dreams and studied. I had my plans for the future, but an extremist group stopped you and took your freedoms and your dreams. It is really painful. Just those who was in Afghanistan understand me, what I am saying. I had spent the worst days of my life during these years. The situation has deeply affected me.
It impacts my education, my dreams, my future. I do not know what will happen in future. I worry about the opportunities that have been taken away from me because of my gender. Just because I am a girl, I have no rights in my own country. This fear of losing opportunities simply because of my gender weighs on my heart and gives me pain. And I think they will take away every opportunity because I am a girl. I want the world to know that Afghan girls are resilient and hopeful. We desire the same opportunities as girls everywhere, to learn, grow, and to contribute to our communities. We are voices that need to be heard. It is crucial for international community to support us in our fight for education and quality. We want to be seen, heard, and empowered to shape our own futures. We never give up.
Does that work? Okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah. This is a poem written by Michael R. Birch for the girls of Afghanistan who are part of the Voices. Thank you. Thank you. Who are part of the Voices of Resilience project. This helps Afghan girls to record audiobooks in their native languages. This gives them an income and a way to stand against the silence imposed on them. Resilient women rise. Resilient women rise with fire in your eyes and dreams of freedom. Throw off the shackles contrived by male jackals. Let fear raise their hackles. For ignorance fears truth when it appears. The hour is yours, or at least it nears. When all said and done, may you be the ones to show men the way, to love, not obey primitive diktats.
Was anybody else framed to speak, to read out something? Over back to Sarah. We'll now do, oh my god, that's much better now. We'll now do a minute's silence and just quietly remember, think about the women and girls in Afghanistan. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks all for coming. Great. Lovely to see you all.
Everybody was holding a minute's silence, and there was no respect there for the either people who we were holding the minute's silence for, or for us. Kind of think about that next time.
I was just covering the thing on my channel.
Were you between the speakers and the people here?
I won't do that next time.
Just be aware of the circumstances. Yeah.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Make you aware for next time.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the vigil now.
Yeah.
That's the end. Okay, go to my live broadcast.
What, guys? We're just in head down to number one.
Going to be ending the live broadcast now. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Lou Arrington. I'm an independent journalist and I cover a broad variety of protests and events across the UK. I hope you enjoyed this live broadcast. We'll be heading to Downing Street as Vladimir Zelensky will be arriving there fairly shortly. So tune into the next stream fairly shortly. Goodbye, everyone.